Mopar Club of America is going to be out front boycotting.
Right. Right.
Side panels in the trunk?
In the car, the trunk cooler filler panels for the sides to go up to the new frame. That's basically the pattern. All flanched over. We're just gonna do stripes, kind of like what's in there. Angled bead rolls in it. Never gonna see it again, but at least it'll be nice. Just now I gotta transfer. I got all that design on this side, but I gotta know where my brake lines are to brake it on the other side. Just those flange lines is all I need. This is the weld through primer, copper. Weld through copper rich primer. Protects the metal when you're welding, or after you weld, I guess. But you can weld through it.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of primers you can't weld to, like it'll just splatter, but this stuff's designed to weld, so. give both sides a little coat and you're good to go.
So what's next on the front?
We're just welding up the factory seams, smoothing them out so it looks real nice. Super clean detail is all it is. But this one's a pain in the butt. Got like seam sealer between the cracks trying to get it all cleaned out. Otherwise it just blows up on the welder when you weld on it. We'll make it happen. Got some outgases going on here. Smoke them if you got them.
Got some fire back here.
That's kind of what I knew there was something like originally when I looked at all this, like how do you, but yeah, I mean, you could make this piece do something different if you had to.
That way you chroming it. I personally think it's too heavy looking. I thought it was thinner like this and this. That was big heavy with no trim on the.
Well, what about just make our own piece of trim for that?
We ain't got time.
I don't think it's that heavy.
It looks heavy
like
with
it.
nothing on your windshield. There's nothing here
Yeah.
and all this here. It's way
Right.
too heavy. And then you gotta fix the front. And then
Why?
Oh, it's not shot.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
This is notched out from the damn drip rail. I guess it hangs down and connects to the
that
windshield
chrome
trim.
trim probably went
Yeah.
over all that.
Right. Like the trim hangs over this A-pillar. Into that corner somehow.
A big old fucking hole.
Well, yeah.
They cut this off. It's really gonna be a hole there. Look through this thing.
I didn't make it 10 minutes and I already messed it up.
What do you do? You already broke something?
No, I put this on.
You made more questions than answers.
Yeah, I was just assuming it tied into that was thinner. I don't know why. I was just thinking it was on here like this, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, then we got that felt on there. Everything kind of answered. And
Well, let me ask you this. What if we got this for the outside and had just a little bit of chrome
that would be fine.
felt?
But
And then we don't have to worry about this back here because that would go up there.
it's even got a fake screw in it.
It's like a rivet.
Dude, I didn't make
Fucking
this.
Mopar.
man.
That's
Come on,
Mopar.
Travis. Why'd
That's
you brothers do
fine
that?
Mopar shit there.
All he does is shake his head when he talks about Mopar stuff. That's a Mopar training manual. If you don't know how to answer the question
Right.
or stick up for yourself, you just kind of go, don't know.
Yeah.
You guys are only making fun because it's superior to anything else that's worked on. So. You just don't know how to take it.
Superior. Is that in the Mopar dictionary too? Superior.
Yeah.
That's on the first page. Superior. Just remember superior. Always say that.
Inferior.
Superior
So-
bullshit.
Maybe that's our solution. It's not much
Do
chrome.
they have it though? I mean,
Yeah.
and then the thing is, they come back here and curl up, but then there's gonna be a weird situation right here.
Well,
It's gonna be
no,
too thin for that.
this is gonna have to be extended to go tuck behind here, and then that piece will come up and meet to that.
So you re-chroming this?
Yeah. I mean, you'll have to, right? I mean, that's it.
Yeah, we'll
It's
cut
not.
on it and weld on it.
Yeah. It's got little pits in it anyway.
That's why I was totally on the understanding that we were bringing our metal down to this edge. But
I almost want to see, like, once we cut the drip rail off, we put some metal up there, just kind of look at it and make a decision then. But
yes, I was picturing like our broke edge, a hair longer, a hair thicker than what that is, that covered it and then
okay,
broke
so
over it.
let's think about it like this. Say we end up with this kind of window sweep on the outside. We got just whatever that is. And that's not even a quarter, maybe a quarter of an inch. Maybe we just show just a little bit of it, just so it's got, you know what I mean? Make it look like it's not so heavy, but just more match the
Like a
sweep.
pinstripe or something.
Yeah.
That's what I was originally picturing. It's gonna be on here. So then, cause like you can't have it this thick here and nothing.
Right, because this looks like window trim.
Especially on the windshield. And the trim was actually like, yeah, coming all the way around and meeting right here. You got a big hole there. What's that?
What is that big?
Door vent so the door shut good.
They like big holes. Mopar man like big holes.
Big hole.
I'm not even going there. I'm not even
Got
going
a Mopar
there.
head shake. He's like, hey,
Look at him rub his fingers on it.
look at his ears. They're all right. Big hole.
It is a big hole. And we trimmed this off. That's really big.
So do you want? I can get this in just straight stock. And then we could, you know, we
We
could
can curl that in. Jake, I don't remember how he did it, but he did it on the four-door truck. It made him look really
Yeah.
nice. Clean, didn't mess him up.
And you can actually get this in different widths too. But I'd say something similar to this would be good. Then it's just a little bit of trim.
Yep. Filled the door corner up.
And then we'll hold this down to where it's just barely peeking. That'll give it just a little bit of pop. Because our trim back here is small too.
Yes.
It's bigger, but it's small. You know, it's not huge.
It's still smaller than this.
Yeah. I
mean,
wonder. I
this
almost
is
wonder.
half the width of the damn bumper.
Dude, I'm almost wondering if we could tape it and just leave this, like this polished or chrome, and then paint this the color of the center section, the trim, two-tone the trim, you know, so it doesn't look so heavy. It'll match more to that side stuff. It's a little detail, but at least it'll kind of it'll lighten it up.
Yeah. I just know this is too heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over half the width of the bumper. Now, if we had it here, too, we got something different.
All right, so
More of it just all flowed and fitted like we was originally thinking, then that may be something different, but we're not fitting a
Well,
couple
this
different
is-
places.
now you see what I was saying when a long time ago when I talked to Ed about shaving these drip rails. Like this is a weird junction back there with this trim. Let me go. I'll order some of this and we'll cut it and we'll do a fit of it.
All right. We ain't never got them wearing safety glasses.
I always yell at him.
Safety first.
fitting my piece to cover the seam in the sail panel, making sure it fits. I'm going to trace it out, cut out the old stuff, and weld this back in.
There's something underneath there?
Right now, yes, I got the old metal still in there. It's the old lead seam. I cut it out, and it's going to go in its place. Then I'll butt weld it in. Right now, I'm just making tabs, so when I do cut out the old metal, I can place my new metal, and this will just help relocate it a little easier. Couple spot welds are all the way into some inner structure, so I have to grind them off and then it'll come off.
Now you can weld in that piece you made.
Yeah, I'm going to clean this up in here where I can. Get the weld through primer on it. Weld through primer the back of my new piece. Get it in here, use my tabs I made to hold it all in place. Make sure I got really nice fitment. I'll be ready to TIG weld it in.
Make it look easy.
Sure.
Sure.
You say so, Tim.
I'll make it look like it was easy.
Yeah, make it look like I did it in a minute.
Yep.
Less than a minute. So what we're replacing is the factory seam between the roof and the quarter panel. All these old muscle cars had it. That's just how they did it back in the day. In the factory, they would have built this up with lead, smoothed it out, and used that as body work in either a vinyl top or painted when they were all said and done. Nowadays, this is just a spot that likes to rust out. So we go in, we cut it out, and we make it all one nice new piece with a new piece of metal, make it all solid.
Let me get what that stuff is.
This is copper weld through primer. It's just one more layer of protection for us as I'm using it here, so stuff doesn't rust. But then it also, hold on, let me think about it. It's hit or miss on when you want to use it. Being that I'm going to TIG weld this, I'm not going to put any right where I'm going to TIG weld, because this stuff will mess your TIG weld up. If you're MIG welding, you can weld right through this stuff, and when you do that, it melts away as you weld, and then as the weld cools, it comes back around and it encapsulates your weld on the inside with a primer. That way it doesn't rust out in the future. Here I'm using it more as a backer primer, just in my open areas of my panel.
We're shaving the drip rail, the factory drip rail off, so this is our molding that holds our weather strip in, that our window seals again, so we need to get this in. It's installed in here. It's like a, what do you got, audio bomb there, man.
I hear him screaming in all my fucking clips.
And then we're gonna drop a lip down to cover this chrome edge. And then we'll
Put your
pull
pants
this
back
in
on.
here. He's got his pants down.
What are you doing? So drip rails?
Yeah, so we're gonna drop an edge down. It's gonna cover right to the edge of this chrome piece here. And then we'll have to go back and fill in the top. Then we'll fill in a section along here to make that a nice even breakdown, and then it'll be nice and smooth and drop down right at that edge. That way all you'll see really is the rubber sticking out just a hair. It'll be a super clean look. More like a modern car look to it.
We'll have that chrome trim to
Well, we'll
kind of go
probably,
along with handles and bumpers.
they're probably gonna paint this black.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna have a little belt molding trim here that'll have a little chrome trim. Because it's mostly gonna be covered. That way when your black rubber weather strips in there, it's just gonna look like it's gone. Super clean. Well, look at this. The spot welds weren't even welded.
That's sunk right in, huh?
Yeah.
And making that lip bigger, more uniform, you know?
Yeah. They're not even like,
Hey,
but it worked out good.
you ever heard me say you never go too far in a Mopar?
Right.
You're slowly learning
I'm
why.
learning, yeah.
You hit a good pothole, the whole roof can come off.
Yeah, exactly. If this would just be so easy.
You just trim that outside edge off and be all right.
I know, but I almost got to cut this piece back off.
Right.
Well, because this needs to go, well, I guess that's coming out.
You start to confuse yourself.
I know.
Trims. Can't
Yeah.
move the trim.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I guess I'll have to see if I can.
Maybe them spot wells ain't
I
too
know.
strong. They're probably wearing strong when you use
Yeah, exactly.
it. That sucked in, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks way better way back.
Looks like, well, it's right there where it starts curving in with a tiny
Yeah.
bit, but that's where we gotta work.
That looks a lot straighter.
Yep. Shit, the guys making the Mopar right.
Yeah.
Can't believe the spot wells broke that easy though. Worked
Barely holding it on?
Uh-huh.
Were they barely holding it on?
Yeah, I guess they weren't welded. I mean, they weren't welded very good, you know. We hammered it back. They broke right free. Let the metal move to where we needed it to move. Worked in our favor. I'm sure all these other ones are down good. It's just right there. I mean, truthfully, maybe that's why that side bulged out, because the spot welds weren't good.
Good,
Man,
yeah.
moved down.
Right. Flexed under all that Hemi power.
Right. You know how it is. Ground shaking Mopar.
Right.
shaking their own roof off.
Right. That's why they call them shaker hoods.
Shaker.
They got a shaker roof on this one.
That's so you look at the hood scoop shaking and the rest of the car falling apart.
Right.
Oh yeah, that one nice. See
Yeah.
now they
Mopar guys are gonna love you in the comments.
Right.
we ain't building no more Mopars around here.
So what are we doing to the drip rail exactly? We're just sucking it in? I thought we were shaving it off.
We are to a point, but the trim on the car hangs out further than the grip rail. If we cut the grip rail all the way off like we normally would, the rubber trim and everything's out further. We're getting rid of the actual grip rail, and then we're building a custom one that covers the rubber trim and then flows back into the body like, you know, a little bit more of a modern car style roof. You look at a modern car roof, it kind of comes over all the rubber where the window rolls up to. So we could shave the grip rail off, and then all that rubber is hanging below the roof. It doesn't look very attractive. What we're going to do is build a little roof, a little ledge over all the rubber. So the rubber goes in here. This green, for instance, would be all the black rubber hanging out if we just cut the grip rail off. What we're going to do is put this little ledge of metal over the rubber where the window still clears and rolls up into the rubber like everything's normal. And then we're going to taper from there back into the roof. And that's going to create a shaved drip rail look that has a little skirt in the roof skin that covers the rubber like a little bit more of a modern car. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that green tape is your rubber. This metal we're adding to it. And once we weld all this on, now you can't see the green rubber, or, you know, the green tape, which would be the rubber. But then we got this valley here, and like, well, we didn't really shave the grip rail. So now we're gonna go back with a piece of metal and lay in that valley, and we weld all that up. That roof skin will travel right on over.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna smooth that valley out.
Yeah, so then it'll look like we shaved the grip rail.
Oh, okay.
Get it?
Okay.
Just the hard way around shaving the grip rail.
Yeah.
But what we're doing is shaving the grip rail and covering up all the rubber moldings for the window. So a combination thing. So it'll be really cool in the long run. It's just a lot of work right now. But what we ran into, what we're trying to figure out is you can see the offset in the pinch. See the two pieces of metal right here that are spot welded together. You see that offset? Well, this outside metal we need. The inside little lip right here is because the roof skin's pushed in too far and spot welded down. So we gotta try and cut these loose and bring the roof skin out where it needs to be. Then that little piece that we make can stay consistent. Otherwise, right now, right here to here, it's gotta get wider than all the rest of the spots. We're just doing a little fixing right here to make it more better.
Up on me, man.
I told you when you could feel my hot breath on your neck, it took me.
Right, exactly. That's scary.
he was top dog on the camping trip.
Let us know down in the comment section.
You better not fucking post that.
That ends up on you. Yeah. You're gonna have a lot more issues with your car sitting outside.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more build videos like this, help us out by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. And it's a little thing to do, but don't forget to turn on those notifications. If you want to buy merch, go to store.classiccarstudio.com. See you next time.